Hello students, how are you?
We are fine, sir.
Okay, good. I would like to teach you something extraordinary about this English speaking course, because so far as this very English speaking course is concerned, as we talk it about Speak Up. Speak Up is my channel, and this is my own personal channel institution in which I teach the students the good pronunciation, the good communication, the better communication with accent and fluence of English, and with the pronunciation as it is here. And this is not only the English for the speaking for English, but it is the trilingual speaking course where the students learn English with Arabic and with Urdu, with phonetics and expressions of these pronunciations and accents, good accents. So far as English language for today is concerned, which I would like to teach you, the extraordinary or important or impressive thing about English is the very much simplest, I can say, the simplest words here, that is noun, starting from noun. But before starting with the nouns, we should apply for some different words which are meant to say here with the pronunciations here in my class. Okay, try to learn these very words. I will speak these words with pronunciation, with the actual accent and pronunciation, and you should follow me. And you should learn these very words with exact pronunciation. Just now, pronunciation as you speak it, but it is pronunciation, not pronunciation, but pronunciation. Pronunciation. Just you will follow me here. After making this very class for you, after all, when at the end of this class, you should practice these words by speaking it with fluence, or with applying the accents and pronunciations of the good pronunciation of these words. Pronunciation. Now, what about this very word? Commonly or generally we speak it immediately as our native language, immediately in Kashmir, in India, immediately, but it is not immediately, it is immediately. Immediately, the citrus is on these the double M, immediately. Then there is a next formality, we say formality. It's not formality, it is formality, just to see the word. This sign of speaking this very word in this expression or pronunciation, this is just good for common people or general people saying these words. Formality. Now the next word is overcome. We said overcome. What is that? This is overcome. Opportunity. We say opportunity. No, it's not opportunity, it's opportunity. We have lots of opportunities. Then this is fashionable. Just I'm watching your way to come in this very institution to learn pronunciation, the exact pronunciation of these words, and try to speak these words with pronunciation. Follow it. Fashionable. Then there is another word, communicate. We say communicate. What is this communication? Yes, we can say communication, but communicate, as for the verb of communication is considered communicate. Then asthma. The patient of asthma. No, it's not asthma patient, it's asthma patient. These were some words I made you to know about the pronunciation, the best accent of these words. Try to learn these words with the best pronunciation. Now, the next thing very much important for you for today's class is about nouns. These are the simplest ways of the speaking course of this very institution. And I make you to learn the simplest words first, because I want you to learn the English language or Arabic language with the exact pronunciation, the exact accent. So far as English today is concerned, we will learn nouns. What the noun is, it's very much simple for you. Noun is the naming word. What is noun?
Noun is the naming word.
Okay, noun is the naming word. Then there are the simple kinds of the nouns. We have a lot of kinds of the nouns, but the definite nouns we should learn for our communication, for the fluence of our communication, is common noun, Just speak it common noun. Common noun means the noun in general, the name of a person, place, or a thing in general. For example, boy is there, cat is there, pen is there, place is there, religion is there, or we can say village is there, city is there. These are all common nouns, the nouns in general. And exploring my communication style, this time we will see what the proper noun is. Proper noun, the particular name of a noun, the particular name of a person, place, or a thing. For example, particular name for a place is city, Bungam. The name of my village, Bungam. The name of the locality of my village is Pahurupe. Or the vicinity, we can say Chakla Pahurupe, or Ujru, or the city, Handwara, Kupwara, Srinagar, Jammu, etc. Or the country, name of the country, that is India, Pakistan, etc. The names of the places are called the proper nouns. The names of the things like this, marker. What is this? What is the name of this marker? It's Lakshya marker. Lakshya is something, the name of the company. Now, when we add the name of the company with this very marker, this means that this is the particular marker. The proper name of this marker is not Raju, it's not Rafi, it's not the name of any person, for example, Vijay, Ajay. This is marker. Simply we can say marker, but when we say it, the particular marker, the proper name of the marker, it will be added with its company. So what? There is another pen. The name of the pen, it's not Raju. It's not Rani. It's not the name of any person. It's the name of the company with this very pen, and it will be included with the proper name or particular name of this pen. Okay, I would like to make you know about the name of the pen, name of the things. So the name of that very pen will be Montex Hybrid pen. Okay, the pen you buy it or purchase it from the shop, that costs 25 rupees. Ritometer. Ritometer is the perfect noun. This is the proper name of that very thing. Okay, you got the names of the things, particular or proper names of the things. The company added to this very thing is called the proper name of the things. Rather, we can say that there is no particular name for this thing. But when we add the company's name or the holder's name with this very thing, that will be called the particular pronoun or proper noun. Okay. So the next is material noun. As you know that the nouns which are made of some material are called the material noun, or the furniture. For example, there is house. This will also be called the proper material noun. But the material noun, exactly known as material noun, are those nouns which are made of the material. For example, this pen, it's made of different materials. But the perfect material noun is iron. It's gold, iron. Those are material nouns which are made of the material nouns. This is also the simplest form of the nouns. Then there is collective noun. What the collective noun is? This is some type of the confusion in our mind, that we say collective nouns are those nouns which are in a group. No. Crowd or group. Animal is in a group, animal is in a crowd, boy is in a crowd, girl is in a crowd, or human beings in a crowd. That are collective noun when we say only crowd. Crowd is itself a collective noun. Okay. Then there are students in a place. This place will be called as a school or as a class. Class or a school, this is also the collective noun. It means the collection of some nouns in a single place. That will be called as the collective noun. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Then there is another noun which is very much important for us to listen or to know about these very nouns, because we get some confusions about these very nouns, and I would like to crash your confusion today. That is concrete and abstract noun. We should not simply say alone concrete noun or abstract noun. There will be confusion in our mind when we say it alone. But we have to say concrete next to abstract noun. Concrete and abstract noun. Concrete and abstract. Concrete means that very noun which is in its physical shape in the real world. For example, pen, it's in physical shape. I, a boy, is in physical shape. You, girls, boys, are in physical shape. The house is in physical shape. All the things which are in physical shape in the real world are called concrete nouns. But those nouns which are not in physical shape, which we cannot see, even we cannot touch them, but have the imaginations about those very nouns. Those are called what? Abstract nouns. We cannot even see them, these nouns. We cannot even touch these nouns. We can have only the concept about these nouns. For example, there is imagination in our mind. For example, there is the imaginary noun, or we can say there is a dream in our mind. While sleeping, we have a dream. The dream, we memorize it, we remember it, but we cannot touch it. We cannot see this dream twice. So this dream, this concept, this imagination, love, hate, etc. These are those nouns which we cannot see or touch, but only we can feel. The feelings are called now the abstract noun. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Simply, this is a great concept about abstract noun, but I would not touch that very concept today. So listen. Then there is sixth, which I touched here. That is compound noun. What the compound noun is? Compound nouns are two nouns in one single place. When we say a noun, compound, two nouns in one go. For example, we say bad room, bad room. These are actually two nouns, but we mean it only single. Bad room, the room which has a bed in it. Okay. So classroom, classmate, classmate, the two nouns. But these two nouns are joined with each other, so these are called the compound noun. Now there are some kinds of the compound nouns. What are those kinds? I would like to show you these kinds because you don't have the concept of these kinds, because these are not important for us to know. But I would like to make you to know about these very compound nouns. That is open compound, closed compound, and hyphenated compound. What is open compound? Open compounds are two nouns made single. That is what we say as extraordinary, classroom. But open compound. Open noun means the two nouns which are openly written. Two nouns which are openly written. Okay. Can you imagine?
It can be ice cream.
Yeah, good. I would like to have a hats up for you. Okay. It can be ice cream. Ice plus cream. These are not joined. Ice plus cream is not joined. It will be written as ice cream. Having one concept, ice cream, one noun, single noun, but two nouns are here closed. But these are not closed, it is open compound. This is called open compound. Ice cream. Another,
Coffee table.
table and coffee. Coffee table, the table which has the coffee on it. Okay? Coffee table. Coffee table. These coffee table. See, this is open compound noun because we are not closing these nouns. Then there is another kind of the noun, that is closed compound. Closed compound. Those nouns which are closed, which are adjoined, which don't have the space in between them. For example, can you?
Yes, sir. I think classroom.
Yeah, closed. Class. We don't write class single and room single. We join classroom. Classroom. Okay. Classmate. Some other word?
Sir, may I?
Okay.
Sir, I think it can be bedroom.
Bedroom. Yeah. Good. You have good concept about this. Bedroom. So these words are closed. These are two nouns but closed. So these closed nouns are called compound, closed compound. Then there is another kind of the last kind of the noun, compound noun, that is hyphenated. Okay, what does hyphenated compound mean? Those nouns which have hyphen in between them, called hyphenated. Those are connected with dash. Can you speak one of the nouns, hyphenated nouns?
Yes, sir. our course that is trilingual.
Trilingual.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just trilingual. Okay, trilingual. What do you mean by trilingual?
Sir, actually, these are the three languages which are which the students are taught
Can learn.
can
Okay.
learn together. Three
Okay.
languages.
Trilingual. We should have this hyphen in between these two nouns. So these are called hyphenated. Another form of this noun, compound noun, hyphenated compound noun.
Son-in-law.
Yeah, good. You have a good concept. What's your name? Yes,
Sir, my name is Nurul Sabah.
Nuru Sabha. Okay, got it. So, good. You have a good concept about this very hyphenated because so far as the common people are concerned, they don't have the knowledge about this hyphenated because we will mention these very things. But we should have the concept of these very nouns here. Okay? Hyphenated. Now you are good students here, and I think that the students who are learning from me or the good peoples or the good just fine students. Okay. Son in law. These are called hyphenated. Okay, it's all for these very nouns today. Now there is another concept of the noun, that is number. Noun in number. For example, singular and plural. Singular is for one and plural is for more than one or two. Okay? For example, we add s or ies or es with plurals that you already know. Then there is the next, that is noun gender. Gender of the noun means that if it is male or female, masculine or feminine. Okay? These are genders. And the last thing which I would like to show you about the nouns are countable and uncountable. About countable and uncountable, we should have the clear message because we have to speak these countable or uncountable nouns in our daily, day-to-day life, day-to-day sentences. So, countable nouns are those nouns which can easily be counted. For example, boy, 10 boys, 13 boys, 100 boys, lakhs, boys in lakhs, boys in millions, people in millions, that can be counted. Okay, mobile phones, 1 mobile phone, 10 mobile phones, 100 mobile phones, millions of the mobile phones can be counted, even by me, even by 2 persons, even by 3 persons, even by millions of the persons, but then those can be counted. And uncountable here means those nouns which cannot be counted. For example, sugar is there. This can also be counted. But how will we gain this? How will we make our time absorbing in counting these very nouns? One drop of the water, single drop of the water, no, it cannot be counted. Single sugar, this cannot be counted. There is a heap of the piles or heap of the stones. That cannot be counted. Okay, uncountable means those nouns which cannot easily be counted, or even they can be counted. For example, water is there. This cannot be counted. Okay, sugar cannot be counted. Traffic means a lot of these cars or buses or the traffic that move here, there and everywhere. That cannot be counted. It could be counted, but these are in movement, so it cannot be counted. This is called the traffic. So traffic, these water, air, or milk, etc. These cannot be counted or called the countable, uncountable nouns. Now, the last thing which I would like to share in this very class to you is the imaginary thing about the good concept of speaking English. When you can speak English fluently, when you can speak English without hesitation, then you should think about the nouns that are used as subject case and as object case and even as the possessive case. We should learn it. When you use the noun in subject case, it means the noun is working. It means the noun is doer of the action. For example, I say, I go to school. Who goes to school? I go to school. It means I am the worker. I am the doer. I am the doer. So far as the doer or worker of this very action is concerned, this is the subjective case. the noun in subjective case. But when I do something, I apply something for someone else. I do a work on something else. The something, that very thing which I do work on is called the objective case. For example, I go to school. Now, you saw me going to the school. You saw me riding my cycle. You saw me driving car. In first sentence, we spoke that I go to school. It means I was doer there. Now, you saw me. Who is the doer here? You. Who is acting? Who is working of seeing? Who is acting like seeing? You. You are seeing. You are watching me. You see me. You saw me. You saw me working something. You saw me driving the car. You saw me riding the cycle. You saw me walking towards the school. You saw me playing something. Okay. You saw me reading, writing, or something else. But you saw whom? You worked on me. Which type of work? Which type of action you did? You did the action of seeing. You saw. Which you saw? You saw me. What you saw? You saw me. यानी आपने जो काम किया यहाँ पर, आपने मेरे ऊपर काम किया, देखने का काम किया, और जिस पर आपने देखने का काम किया उसको कहते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट. ट्राई टू नो इट. ऑब्जेक्टिव केस. और इसको अरबी में मफूल कहा जाता है, या फिर जिस पर आप काम कर रहे होंगे. आप काम करने वाले को सब्जेक्ट कहते हैं, और काम करने वाले को अरबी में फाइल कहते हैं, यानी काम करने वाला. और जिस पर आप काम कर रहे हो उसको ऑब्जेक्ट कहते हैं इंग्लिश में, या फिर आप अरबी में से मफऊल कहेंगे. दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द नाउन. I got this very concept full for you to learn about the nouns as a subject and as a possessive. Possessive here means when it's in a possessive case, it means that there is a relation of a worker and the thing which he has, which he possesses. And it simply means of. The pen of my pen, the pen of mine, the pen of Rafi. My daughter, the daughter of whom? My daughter of Rafi. That thing which possesses something. That noun which possesses something. I think you are feeling bored. Are you being bored?
No, sir.
Okay. Just be with me.
Sir,
Now,
actually, I have a confusion.
what confusion?
What is the correct pronunciation of this material? Is it material or material?
Okay, these are called in two ways: material and material. But so far as the British concept of speaking this, it's material, which is not material, material. Okay, another.
No, sir. This was
Okay, now you are going to learn English with fluence. You are going to talk or speak English with fluence. What are some extraordinary things that you should know about when you are going to speak it fluently? There are some things for you. There are some important things from you should know. There are some special rules for you. That is first, what you have to do, listen more and more and more. जैसे कि मैं आपके सामने बैठा हुआ था, मैंने बहुत सारी बातें आपको कही. Whether it was wrong or right, I put it in my mind and I put it in front of you. I especially talked to you. I especially spoke to you in English. Whether it was wrong or right. क्या था, गलत था, कहीं पर मैंने कहा सही था, मैंने कहा मुझे इंग्लिश में इतना स्पीक नहीं करना चाहिए, but I spoke for you to be capable to speak it. क्योंकि आपने मुझे देखा, मैं हेजिटेट नहीं हुआ. जैसे मैंने कहा, चाहे मैंने कहीं पर गलती भी की, ये गलती मैंने आपके लिए की, चाहे मैंने कहीं पर बहुत ज्यादा सही कहा, ये सही मैंने आपके लिए कहा, और मैं आपको बिल्कुल इस चीज के लिए मुतमईन कर रहा हूं कि आपको अगर स्पीक करना है, आपको अगर बोलना है, आपको अगर फ्लुएंटली स्पीक करना है, अगर आपको सीखना है कि व्हाट आर द एक्सप्रेशंस दैट यू नीड टू स्पीक लाउडली और फ्लुएंटली द इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज, दैट इज ओनली यू हैव टू स्पीक and talk and talk. Just you have no one in front of you whom you can talk. आपके सामने कोई भी नहीं, There is no one in front of you who can talk. या आप मजबूरन, आप एहतियातन क्या कर रहे हो, आप कमरे में बैठे हुए हो, नहीं यार मैं किसी के सामने बोल नहीं सकता, मुझे गलतियां हो जाती, गलतियां होने दो। अगर आपके सामने कोई भी नहीं है, मेरी एक बात याद रखना, आप शीशे के सामने जाओ, मिरर के सामने जाओ, अपने आप को वहां से देखो, अपनी इमेज के साथ बात करो, जितनी बातें आप करना चाहते हो करो, फ्लुएंटली क्रॉस द लिमिट्स ना, वहां पर हुदूद क्रॉस कर लो, अब बहुत सारी बातें कहो, कोई आपको पागल भी कहे कोई परेशानी नहीं, क्योंकि आपको सीखना है, वो भी सीखना है इंग्लिश विद एग्जैक्ट प्रोनाउंसिएशंस। मुझसे हासिल करो ये चीजें, प्रोनाउंसिएशन सीखो इंग्लिश की, और कुछ सारी इंपॉर्टेंट जो थिंग्स मैं आपको इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग के बारे में बता रहा हूं, जो कुछ मैं आपको यूट्यूब, मेरा जो चैनल चल रहा है स्पीक अप, वहां पर मैंने बहुत सारी बातें ऐसी कही हैं जिन बातों से आप लाभ उठा सकते हो, फायदा उठा सकते हो, और कुछ गेन्स कर सकते हो अपने फ्यूचर के लिए, इस कम्युनिकेशन को बढ़ाने के लिए वो सारी बातें याद रखो, और मिरर के पास जाओ, एक्सपोज इट योरसेल्फ इनटू द मिरर, उसके साथ अपनी इमेज के साथ बात करो। क्या करोगे आप? चार चीजें आप याद रखोगे, स्पीक इंग्लिश फ्लुएंटली, और आइदर इट इज उर्दू और अरबिक, स्पीक इट फ्लुएंटली। क्या करना है आपको? यू हैव टू लिसन फर्स्ट, लिसन मोर एंड मोर एंड मोर, वेदर इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू और नॉट, या चाहे आपका क्लास हो या ना हो, चाहे यूट्यूब पर आपने किसी को स्पीक करते हुए इंग्लिश स्पीक, मोदी जी को आप देखिए वो स्पीक कर रहा है, हाँ? किसी को सजाद लोन साहब को वो कोई बात कर रहा है इंग्लिश में, उससे सुनिए, मुझे सुनिए, दूसरों को सुनिए, चाहे वो गलत की भी कह रहे हो उसको सुनिए, सिर्फ इस लिहाज से ताकि आप कम्युनिकेशन हासिल कर सकोगे। उससे पहले सुनिए। लिसनिंग फॉरवर्ड शुड बी वेरी मच पॉजिटिव ऑफ योर्स। देन व्हाट यू हैव टू डू नेक्स्ट, read more and more and more if it is beneficial for you or unimportant for you, चाहे आपके लिए बिल्कुल इंपॉर्टेंट हो, चाहे बेनिफिशियल हो, चाहे ना बेनिफिशियल हो, चाहे आपको फायदा दे चाहे ना दे ये पढ़ना, लेकिन पढ़ते जाओ पढ़ते जाओ। न्यूज़पेपर देखो, इनकी जो हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स है उसको पढ़ते जाओ। ग्रेटर कश्मीर, हमारे यहाँ कश्मीर में बहुत अच्छा न्यूज़पेपर है, बहुत अच्छे जो सोसाइटी में बहुत अच्छे मेंबर्स है जिन्होंने इस ग्रेटर कश्मीर में लिखा हुआ, उनको सुनो, उनको देखो, उनको पढ़ो, वहां पर बहुत सारा मज़ामीन है, उनको पढ़ो। तो उस पढ़ने में क्या है, नेक्स्ट व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू हैव टू स्कैन सम वर्ब्स देयर, सम नाउन्स व्हिच आर इंपॉर्टेंट एंड व्हिच आर न्यूअर फॉर यू। उन वर्ब्स को आप लीजिए, उनको स्कैन कीजिए अपने माइंड में, उनको याद रखिए, उनको मेमोराइज कीजिए, उनको इमेजिनरी कॉन्सेप्ट बनाइए अपना, और उनको रिमेंबर रखिए, रिमेंबर दीज वेरी थिंग्स। एंड उसके बाद क्या करोगे, उसके बाद इन सारी चीजों को अपने स्टाइल में लिखोगे, लिखना शुरू कीजिए। अपने सामने रफ रखो, नोटबुक रखो, मोबाइल है आपके पास तो लिखो, लैपटॉप है आपके पास या जो आपके पास कंप्यूटर, उस पर लिखो। जस्ट गो डायलिंग, जस्ट गो राइटिंग, जस्ट गो ड्राइंग समथिंग इन योर मोबाइल और इन योर लैपटॉप, उसको लिखते रहो। चाहे आपका कॉन्सेप्ट पॉजिटिव हो चाहे नेगेटिव, लेकिन लिखना शुरू कीजिए, क्योंकि आपने लिखने से पहले लिसन किया बहुत ज्यादा, आपने लिखने से पहले रीड किया बहुत ज्यादा। इस रीडिंग और लिसनिंग पावर को स्टैंड मोड में रखिए इस अपने जहन में, और इसको लिखना स्टार्ट कीजिए। देन आफ्टर ऑल एट लास्ट व्हाट यू हैव टू डू फॉर योर स्पीकिंग, गुड स्पीकिंग और फ्लुएंटली स्पीकिंग, व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, जस्ट गो स्पीक, इसको फिर स्पीक कीजिए। मुझे लगता है आज का जो क्लास है आपके लिए बहुत अच्छा मेरे हिसाब से क्लास था, और इस क्लास को आप अच्छी तरह से लर्न कीजिए। जस्ट गो स्पीकिंग एंड देन कीप मम like me. Okay? Got it? Okay, thank you.